Let us start this particular lecture on strategy and policy. Mainly, we will discuss about the strategic management, the fundamentals of strategic management in today's lecture, and what a strategy means, why we need a strategy. So, if you think that what a strategy is and why you require a strategy, so you can understand that strategic management defines that it is a simple ongoing planning, monitoring, analysis, and assessment of all necessities an organization needs to meet its goal and objective. Now, why you need strategy? Say, for example, let me clear it. It says that the ongoing planning, monitoring, analysis, and assessment of all necessities. In simple way, you can understand that suppose I take example of a very simple case of yourself itself. If any student is late in my class, say for example, physical class is going on in any classroom, and if any student is late in my class, usually you come prepare with some of the strategy. When you need strategy to enter into my class, when I will restrict student who are coming late by 11:55 and they will not be allowed to take entry into my class. They make strategy. They make jugaad kind of thing. They come up with a strategy or excuses that my head had called me, or my training and placement activity was going on, or vice chancellor called me, or some family call, emergency call came, and I could not come in time. I am late by 5 minutes. Why these excuses? Why you need these excuses? You need to tell your teachers these excuses to take entry into class. So your objective is very clear. Your objective and goal is to take entry into the class, right? So to get success. And to take entry into the class, your target, your motive, your aim is to take entry into the class. And to take entry, you make a strategy. Excuse me means you make a strategy. Sometime your weak strategy, sometime your strong strategy. Say for example, if you say that sir had called me, I was with the head of department's meeting, or in the office. Teacher may not allow you, but if you say that I was sir, the training and placement company was there and I was with the training and placement activity, so this strategy may be a stronger strategy to take entry into class. If you simply make a strategy, sir, bike was punctured, next student come late, again the student make same strategy, sir, bike was punctured, third student, bike was punctured. So now this bike punctured strategy is no more going to work, right? So you need another strategy. So same thing you must understand in business. Say for example, your aim is to sell your product into the market. Now in first year Diwali occasion, you give offer that okay, 50% discount is there. So you get your target achieved, sale achieved with 50% strategy. Now in next year, next Diwali, if you offer same 50% strategy, your competitor also offers 50% strategy. So this 50% discount strategy may not work. So you may say we will offer 80% strategy. So you change strategy. So it is basically ongoing continuous planning and monitoring, analysis and assessment. And it is not that only discount will work. Sometimes this strategy is not working out. Sometimes you need to make different strategy. So basically, when your normal business is not going on, if customer purchase your product normally, so you would not offer any discount. If your teacher allow you free, if teacher says that whenever you want you come in my class, there is no issue, I will not stop any student, then you will never say bike was punctured, because you don't need this strategy. That is totally, free flow system. You come anytime at class and you go by any time at from the class, no issue. So no strategy is required. So strategic management is very important to understand for any business, that when you need it and when you don't need it. And when you need it, you must, you know, plan it, monitor it. Analysis is very important. Analysis not only of your strategy but your competitor strategy. Then vis-a-vis your competitor strategy, you must assess whether your strategy is more strong or your competitor's strategy is more strong. So all these things you do keeping in view the aims and objectives of the organization. Now from where this objective comes, look at, the organization is having a vision. Vision is followed by mission. Certain missions are formulated to achieve that vision of organization. Now from those missions you are deriving the objectives, and then objectives gives you micro level small goals. So there is a pyramid: vision, mission, goals, objectives, and at bottom line you have strategic plans. That means small plans, right? So this is a pyramid, strategic pyramid. So what exactly strategic management includes in it? Whenever there is a change in business environment, then your organization required to continuously analyze that if there is any change in environment, then you must change your strategy. You must assess your strategy. Say for example, if one element in your class changes, say for example VK is there in class, or any XYZ teacher is in the class. Now it depends that if your head of department is there in class, then what strategy you should adapt. If your dean is in class, what strategy you should adapt. If your vice chancellor is in class, what strategy you should adapt. So even a single element changes. If business environment changes, you must analyze that whether your strategy is working out or not, whether your strategy need to change or not. So this business environment is very important. Environment, it may be external environment, it may be internal environment. In external environment, you can look at that economic policy, legal policies, market, customers, technology, all these are part of your external environments. Since we do not have so much time to give you lecture on strategic management for complete one subject, because in strategic management business environmental analysis is one separate topic. So okay, external environment means those policies, government policies, legal policies, market, customers, technology, environmental issues. Internal environment means the people. If a manager changes, then you need to change the strategy. Your strategy is changed because the environmental assessment changes. It may be that machinery, it may be that raw material, it may be that anything. If internal environment changes, again you need to change the strategy. Another point in strategic management is that the strategic management process helps organizations to take stock of their present situation, chalk out strategy, deploy them, and analyze the effectiveness of the implemented management strategy. So whenever you study strategic management, it helps you to understand the present situation of business, the present employed strategies, the change in environment, the effectiveness of those strategies. So you must understand, and in order to carry on these, The 5 basic strategies or the basic things are very important to understand the environment or surrounding. These 5 stages of strategic management process includes: one, first stage is assessing the organization's current strategy direction. What is the current strategy? Second stage is identifying and analyze the internal and external strengths and weaknesses, which is usually called as a part of SWOT analysis. Strength and weaknesses: internal strength, external strength, internal weakness, external weaknesses. Formulating the action plan. Now, this is very important thing. When you talk about strategy, say for example, every student cannot say that their bike was punctured. Only that student can say the bike was punctured who has bike. One thing. Second, who has courage to speak a lie. So do you have internal strength to speak a lie? Or everybody cannot speak so easily. So you don't have strength. All students are not having a strength to say that, to give any fake reason or to make teacher fool. So whether you have internal strength or not, sometimes external strength means you do not have strength, but your friends motivate you so much that you do it. So third step is formulating action plans based on your strength and weaknesses. Now you formulate the action plans. Those action plans are basically the bottom line plans which you execute. Now these plans are executed to achieve that objective. And the last is evaluate to what degree action plans have been successful. Now you understand the things. Current strategy means you understand who is teacher, external environment, internal environment. Let us take example market. If you are a sales manager and you have to achieve sales target of 500 units per day. Now you assess the current strategy. You say that only 10% discount is offered right now. So you analyze it, you assess it, how it is going to work, whether it will help you to sell 500 products in a day. Now identify your internal strength and external strength, internal weaknesses and external weaknesses, right? Strength and weaknesses. So you must build on your strength and you look at that your weakness should not become weakness. So you formulate the plans that 10% is not going to work, we should increase 20% discount. Now this 20% discount, then you execute plan, you apply it, and then see to what extent this action plan is helping you to achieve your 500 target. So strategy, by default, every human being on this earth make strategy, formulate strategy, execute strategy to achieve some goal, to achieve some objective. It's very clear. There's no issue about it. But you do it unintentionally by normal human tendency. But when you make it intentionally, when you fix target in management, say for example in production, marketing, HR, you have fixed targets to achieve. Now to achieve those targets, you are formulating plans. Say for example, if you make a plan to beat any student, right? Now you formulate plan. Your plan is that you are going to beat that student just in front of the West Campus gate, right? Now to execute that plan, someone must take that student out of hostel, bring that place, right? Alternate plan may be that if teacher comes on that exactly at the same time, then what to do? Then choose a place which is safer. Now, while executing plan, you can hire external person to beat a student, you can beat yourself itself. Now it depends that what is your plan. Your plan may fail in between. Now you must evaluate that to what degree your plan has achieved your target. Usually students do plan for this and meticulously plan. Say for example, to get the question paper in yesterday's exam within 10 minutes, someone from technology branch must have meticulously planned it, days and month before, to activate that email ID of Aditya Dwivedi and then execute this plan strategically, that that person will join Google Classroom exactly at 3:45, 3:44 yesterday, just 15 minutes before. That student must be convinced that class representative of, you know, that branch, all branches, that when sir asks you the number of students, you give them total 222, where actually 221 students are there, including Aditya Dwivedi, I say, because it was logged in OTPT, where total 64 students were told by oil CR and paid CR, total 64 students. And this 64 student is including Aditya Dwivedi, a fake ID. It means the student who is planning it, formulating this plan to get question paper within next 10 minutes of starting of exam, this plan includes your class representative also, because they are giving that we have 30 students in our branch and we have 34 students in our branch, and that 64 in Google Classroom includes Aditya Dwivedi, total number. So these are some figures which indicates that when you plan a strategy, you are actually making it very meticulous plan, and then you see whether you are able to evaluate the execution or not. Then you join your examination at 4, you get password at exactly 4:09. Aditya Dwivedi submit paper without even answering, random answering, and within 10 minutes, 9 minutes, scroll down all the questions, maybe that take screenshots or take printouts, and then helps you all technology branch students to answer those questions, and it results in getting you more than, on an average 24-25 marks by every student. So this is a very strong strategy which you make, but sometime in cyber world it is very simple. Anybody who observe it, who monitor it, can be very easily track it down. So main point is that your agenda, you have been successful in executing that planning, you have been successful in getting question paper, you have been successful in discussing that paper amongst your all students and helping them out. Fine. So your strategy was strong, and I may suspect that the same strategy would have been used in your past examinations also, and maybe in future with the new strategy, because next time maybe that Aditya Dwivedi strategy is not working out, so you make any another strategy. So students are very fertile brain, they make a strategy, but they make strategy for wrong cause. What are the 5 P's of strategic management? Plan. So strategy as a consciously intended course of action to deal with the situation. You plan it, you ploy. Strategy as a maneuver to outwit a competitor. which can also be a part of plan. Pattern. This pattern is very important to understand. Strategy stemming from consistency in behavior, a consistent pattern, whether or not intended, and which can be independent of a plan. Can be. Position. Strategy as a mediating force or match between the organization and environment. So, what is the position? The balancing effect, which can be compatible with any and all of the P's. That means plan, ploy, pattern, perspective. Now, this perspective is very important. Strategy as a concept or ingrained way of perceiving world, aggressive pace setter or late movers, which can be compatible with the any or all of the P. See, perspective is very important. If you are using any particular plan with a positive perspective, it's it's good. But if you are using it with a different perspective, so the overall strategy, the impact of strategy, the effectiveness of strategy, everything changes. And that is why I say that it is very important to understand all these 5 P's. The common strategies, the process we talked about in your strategic management is one is SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is basically strength, identify the strength, understand the weaknesses, look at the opportunities in the market, and look at the threats. So when you are going to adapt the strategic planning, we will discuss this strategic planning in continuing lecture. So you need to understand the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis has been a part of your even our university in analyzing our education system. SWOT analysis is usually done with the students also. Balance scorecard is another strategic move adapted by many organizations, and this balance scorecard says that you have 4 main quadrants: organizational capacity, customer, finance, and internal business process. So you must take care, you must enrich the knowledge and innovation as a organizational capability. So capacity enhancement, capability enhancement in terms of knowledge and innovation must be there. That may become strength. Customer satisfaction on other side. So these all are organizational perspective, customer perspective, financial perspective, and internal business process perspective. And they have their different aim. That customer stakeholder satisfaction is very important. Financial performance must be looked into, and this financial perspective. Then efficiency of the internal business process. So you have to balance the scorecard amongst all these 4 processes, because sometimes these processes are contradictory to each other. Say for example, when you keep on innovating, so obviously it will hamper the financial performance, because innovation require much more money, and it is not necessary that every innovation, every research results into your revenue. In order to make customer satisfaction, stakeholder satisfaction, obviously it may pressurize the financial performance, but you need to make a balance between these two, between these two, between these two. In order to bring efficiency, it will again need knowledge, innovation, and finance. So you need to look at these issues. We will continue this particular lecture in next by learning another topic on strategic management, that how to plan a new business out of existing or any new. So thank you about this today's lecture.